What's up guys, I'm John, and this video is going to be the start of a new series on this channel called ChargeGo CashFlow. And this video specifically is going to talk about Tesla stock, and we're going to talk about why we think right now is a good time to get into Tesla stock. But keep in mind, this isn't financial advice, but we're going to give our thoughts on it and talk about some fundamentals and some analysis from ourselves and key other people in the Tesla world and stock world. So please watch this video till the end. If you like it, hit the like button. If you dislike it, hit the dislike button. Please leave any feedback or any comments you may like. And if you're new to our channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified anytime we drop a new video on either ChargeGo CashFlow or any other topics. And we do a lot of videos specifically with hands-on experience with Teslas, Rivians, Lucids, and all sorts of EVs, even from brands like Mercedes, GM, Chevy, whatever you could think. So watch this video till the end and let us know what you think. So Tesla tweeted from their official Twitter account that 2022 was a huge year for EVs, and they gave a lot of facts backing it up. And it was a huge year for Tesla, the company, but for Tesla stock, it was a disaster. So it went from around $400 a share down to about $100 a share, but recently it bounced back to about 123, as you can see. So Tesla stock took a beating this year, and some of it is due to monetary policy from various countries, but especially the United States, of course, the preeminent superpower in the world. And monetary policy, of course, is what the Federal Reserve, also known as the Fed, is responsible of. And they've, of course, been raising interest rates, which has been causing significant headwinds for various sectors of the economy. And Elon Musk himself blames most of the Tesla stock decline on the macroeconomic environment, and he has been highly critical of the Federal Reserve and its hyper increases in interest rates, which a lot of economists say are necessary to halt the inflation that's going on. But a lot of economists also say that inflation is peaking or has peaked already. So it could be time for the Federal Reserve to cool off with the interest rate hikes. But we'll see what happens with the monetary policy, and that will have some effect on Tesla stock one way or another. But one thing to keep in mind is that this video is more geared towards long-term Tesla stock investors, and they should not be too worried about the day-to-day or month-to-month variations due to monetary policy. Long-term Tesla stockholders should primarily be concerned about the fundamentals of the company and its vision and how it's doing and where it's going. And Tesla is in a prime position to continue its lead in the EV world and perhaps even further expand its lead in terms of production, sales. Of course, it's not always going to maintain the extremely high position of market share it's always had, because a lot of companies are coming out with EVs, but it is still going to be the top company out there in terms of production, sales, and even name recognition and things like that. And Tesla does very little advertising, as we know, as Tesla stock investors know full well. But a lot of people are critical of Tesla's lack of advertising compared to companies like GM and Ford. But Tesla has been doing well. It hasn't seen any demand issues. So far, it doesn't need to do any advertising. So Tesla is absolutely killing it in the United States, in Europe, in China, in terms of sales and new vehicle registrations. So we'll take a look here at a few of the key Tesla analysts. And for example, Gary Black, he's a big name in the Tesla community. He's very bullish on Tesla stock. He lists his catalyst for Tesla stock in the near future. And today, actually, on January 2nd, 2023, Tesla is expected to announce the fourth quarter delivery numbers, and we'll see what they look like. A lot of people do expect Tesla to have a record quarter, but it's a matter of whether they'll meet the Wall Street expectations or they'll come short or beat them. And the expectation currently is around 420,000 cars. But let's go down the list here. So there's the $7,500 EV tax credit going into effect in January. That's in the United States. And a lot of Teslas, which previously were not eligible for an EV tax credit because Tesla as a company was capped out under the old rules from its purchases from getting the EV tax credit. But now, with the passage of the so-called Inflation Reduction Act, there's also a provision in there that a lot of cars that were previously ineligible for getting a tax credit now can get the tax credit. So that's going to be a huge catalyst for Tesla stock, because a lot of people will take advantage of the EV tax credit and buy a Tesla now. And there's also the full self-driving version 11 beta wide release in January. So that's going to be a huge deal. A lot of people underestimating the deal that full self-driving is. And there's the Tesla Mega Pack revenues and profits for the first quarter that will come out soon. That's coming, of course, after the first quarter of this year ends. And the Twitter CEO announcement. So, of course, Twitter has been a big factor on the downward trend of Tesla stock because there's been a lot of political noise happening, and Elon has been getting himself involved in a few controversies. But Elon has said that he will announce a new Twitter CEO, so that'll calm down all the political controversies for the most part. And Tesla should be back to rocking and rolling after a new Twitter CEO is announced. And we'll see with the new gigafactories that are coming out in the first quarter. There's talks of gigafactory in Mexico, in South Korea. We'll see what announcements Tesla makes as a company. So all these catalysts notwithstanding, what should be kept in mind is that there may be a huge recession in 2023. And a lot of people are predicting that, but there's this huge chance that even if a recession happens, that the equity markets will not be hugely impacted. So that remains to be seen. But Tesla stock has fallen so dramatically, it's hard to see it falling a lot more than where it has fallen. And a lot of the Wall Street price target estimates for even their bear cases do not have it significantly lower than where it's currently at. So we'll see what happens with that. But let's keep going down the list of these catalysts. And Tesla is set to do a stock buyback for $10 billion in the first quarter. So of course, when Tesla purchased that huge amount of stock, that's huge amount of stock being purchased, and the stock price will go up with that. And Cybertruck, which is a huge game changer, is expected to launch in the middle of this year. So we'll see, sometime in the middle of this year, I should say. So we'll see what that looks like. We'll see if that actually holds true. We'll see if there's any major supply chain issues in the near future. But it looks unlikely. It looks like the supply chain is all coming back to normal after, of course, the big disruptions during COVID and the lockdowns. And we'll see what happens with that. But there's also a huge chance that Tesla will have a $30,000 compact car in the 2024 fiscal year. So this will be the Tesla's cheapest model, and this will boost up sales potentially because a lot of people who like Tesla can't afford one. And with a $30,000 option, significantly more people will be able to afford it. And Gary has a price target of $400 in the next 6 to 12 months. So Gary's price target is very high compared to other Wall Street estimates, but Gary follows Tesla very closely. So let's take a look at some other people. Let's take a look at Unusual Whales. And I believe Unusual Whales had tweeted that Cathie Wood had actually bought a load of Tesla stock on Thursday, December 29th. And here's a tweet from Unusual Whales that Cathie Wood of ARK had purchased 22,500 shares of Tesla. And she had been purchasing on other days that week too. So we'll see if other major players will get into Tesla too, because it is currently a lot lower than what a lot of Wall Street price targets are showing it as. Average price target is currently $265.75, which of course is significantly higher than where the price is right now. That's over double of where the price is right now. The lowest price target is 85, but I believe that's comically low. And the highest price target is 450, which a lot of people argue is comically high. But we'll see where Tesla ends up. Elon has said that he anticipates that Tesla will be a $3 trillion company, and we'll see if that holds true. If that holds true, then this 450 here will look like peanuts. But if Elon is right, and a lot of people, of course, have faith in Elon, then Tesla is heading for major success in the next 5 or so years at least. And Tesla doesn't only sell vehicles, of course. It sells the mega packs, it sells the solar panels. The Tesla sells all sorts of products unrelated to EVs. And well, of course, they're related to EVs in that they produce electricity or they store electricity, but a lot of traditional automakers like GM and Ford, they don't produce a lot of the stuff Tesla produces, of course. And Tesla is way ahead of the game compared to them with the car production, of course, too. So Tesla's in great shape. Take a look at how Tesla is doing overseas. If we look at Stock Talk Weekly, the Tesla Model Y was the best-selling vehicle in all of Europe during November, overtaking the Volkswagen Golf. That's incredible. The Volkswagen, of course, is one of the biggest companies in the world, and of course in Europe. And Tesla here with the Model Y has become the best-selling vehicle in Europe for the month of November. So I think as time goes on, we'll be seeing more and more headlines like these, and Tesla is in great shape for the future. And we'll see what happens with the upcoming economic downturn that a lot of people are anticipating, whether it happens or not. And Tesla overall is in a much better shape than other companies to handle a storm like that. So we just gotta wait and see, but Tesla overall is looking good. And here from a tweet from Squawk Square, who's also a big Twitter account related to Tesla. He saw a report that Cathie Wood bought over 220,000 shares of Tesla on Friday. So that was after the tweet we saw. So she is loading up ahead of the fourth quarter delivery number, which is expected today. So here Squawk Square is saying it's unlike her. Maybe she knows something that we don't. Of course, we hope it's not insider trading going on, but we'll see if Cathie Wood made the right investment decision here, short term or not. But Tesla stock overall, it has high potential according to many analysts and according to Elon Musk himself, who of course is biased for Tesla stock. But take a look at all of your options, guys. If you want to wait and see if there is an economic downturn, that's also an option. But even if there is an economic downturn, keep in mind that the equity markets, including Tesla stock, might not go down a lot, even in a huge economic downturn. And even if they do go down a bit, long term, at the end of the day, you'll still be making profit long term if Tesla does in fact go up long term. So we hope you like this video. We hope if you disagree with any of the sentiments in this video, any of the comments we saw from other analysts, any comments I made, please leave a comment below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. And we hope to talk more about the financial side of things on this channel with this ChargeGo CashFlow program. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.